Happy full moon. Happy lunar eclipse. Today is March 25th, 2024, and the full moon became the brightest at 3 a.m. Eastern time. This full moon is a special one because it's also a lunar eclipse, and things seem pretty heightened. And I'm just going to jump into it and read from Sara Gottesdiener's Many Moons Planner. And the title of this article is Rituals Keep Time, Rituals Keep Self. Practices for reinvention. I just need my highlighter. Okay. A quote to start. Rituals are to time as rooms are to an apartment. They make time accessible like a house. They organize time, arrange it. In this way, you make time appear meaningful. The external transforms the internal, brings about new conditions. Therein lies the power of rituals. Happy belated equinox. Happy eclipse season. You probably felt the anticipation of this full moon for the last week, a slow and intense build within, and probably also around you. Eclipses can be difficult on your nervous systems and energetic systems because a lot of submerged material comes up. This makes them a great time to process and close certain chapters. Emotional pain is a chance to cleanse and heal through release. This is a very rare eclipse season that entirely takes place on the Aries Libra axis. And this is a lunar eclipse on the south node. The self, the other, reciprocities, mental hygiene, compromises, and imbalances are heightened now. There is a demand to move away from energy or habits that are inauthentic. Do so with tact and with graciousness. Let the door latch quietly behind you. Don't slam it. The weight of certain societal expectations and how they play out in our relationships might be front and center now. What silent contracts have you created with yourself, with others, based on habit or lack of awareness? One reason why eclipses are demonized is because they are times of consciousness switching and times where shadows can emerge. When we wish to move forward in a different way to express a more vulnerable or true aspect of ourselves, the protector parts of ourselves show up. Resistance and fear can create tension in the body, which can manifest in physical pain. If it feels like you are dying, maybe parts of you are. Growth can be physically uncomfortable. Ask any bodybuilder. Muscle memory requires effort. Every choice, repeated consistently, becomes a pattern. You build or break patterns every day. So what will you do? Who do you want to become? Because this eclipse is so much about the self, it makes sense to take inventory on who you are ready to be. The first step is about self-transcendence, not self-improvement. Beyond perfectionism, what are the realist, most core parts of who you are? That's part one. Part two is creating rituals that anchor you into your new self and new timeline. Rituals repeated facilitate your reinvention. Reinvention is simply another return to self. Remember, if the path before you is completely known, it probably isn't yours. If it is completely based off another's trajectory, it probably isn't yours. Rituals don't have to be a major undertaking. They do need to be intentional and consistent in order to create the intended effect. Simple rituals include greeting the sky, daily prayer, taking deep breaths as you think about your dreams, dressing intentionally, self-massage, gratitude journaling, and lighting a candle before doing something important. Rituals can also be more involved, a profound signal to the universe. If it's time to try on a new identity, a ritual can help you pivot or more deeply step into your next phase. Ask yourself, who am I ready to become? How do I want to show up for myself, my days, my family, my loved ones, the universe, and all of humanity and true justice? What do I want to experience more of? What type of qualities would I need to nurture? How would you do that? What actions could you take that would connect you more to those energies, qualities, and experiences? What am I already doing well at? What kinds of rituals do I currently do that make me feel good, grounded, and centered? And now, ritualize your way, a ritual for transformation. This ritual uses action, imagination, and neuroplasticity to reconfigure the way you see yourself and treat yourself. You can try this exercise anytime you'd like to mind map your way into new habits and behaviors. You will need about an hour, paper and pen, candle and lighter, any symbols on your altar that reflect your reinvention, and a timer. 1. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Answer the above journaling prompts. Free write more about who you are becoming, who you'd like to be, and what you'd like to explore. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Write about what you have to let go of. What habits do you need to stop? What are some ways you are cruel to yourself that you have to stop? What habits, behaviors, or interests have you simply outgrown? Set a timer for 5 minutes. Think of a scenario that would be your best case dream situation. This is a snapshot of you, living your best life as your best self. Think of symbols, colors, or words that correlate. Soak into the experience. Is it a series of pictures? Does it look like a movie? Is it more of a sensation or smell? Where does that reside in your brain? Point to the area. If it is also in your body, make a note to where it feels the strongest. 4. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Bring up any resistance you might have to reinvention or change. If it is a fear and you feel it in your body, notice it. Try to think about where it lives in your brain. Is there a place that activates when you think about it? Point to the area where it resides. Is there an image, or scenario that comes up for you. Do not do this if any trauma is activated. Focus more on chores or uncomfortable skills like applying for jobs or public speaking. Shake it off, reset, wiggle, move, or stretch until you feel neutral again. Set up your altar, ground and center, call in any helpers, light your candle, and state your intent. You could frame it as, I release, blank. I reinvent as, blank. Take a few deep breaths. Connect to the best case scenario. Place your reinvented self into the scenario. What are you wearing? What are you doing? Focus on this until you can feel a shift in energy. Now, imagine that energy and the image leaving that part of your brain and body and flowing into the fear zone of your brain and body. Imagine it as an overlay. What happens? What transforms? What does the best version of you do in order to dissolve or address those fears? 7. Do this at least 3 times. Free write about any rituals you could fold into your daily life, your weekly life, and your monthly life to anchor in your transformation. Think about bringing in a candle or special tea or any other item or action as you address your fears and blocks one by one. 9. Close the circle. 10. Schedule the rituals into your days. If you need to gather any items, clean or clear anything, or ask for more help, do that as soon as you can. 11. Burn your candle down to the end, never leaving it unattended. Put some salt in it and dispose of it. Recycle the paper you wrote on. Right. And with that, may you release what no longer serves you and replace it with abundance, vitality, compassion, authenticity, and in the spirit of this Aries season, action, motivation, and knowing, ability, movement. Breathing in all of the love and light, and breathing out more to you. Happy full moon.